Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is a different type of video to what I usually do because a lot of people have been asking what mods I use in my videos. And so I've decided to make this video explaining each and every single one, split up into 4 sections. Those being the visual mods, performance mods, the building mods, and utility mods. So let's start things off with the visual mods, shall we? The first one that I use is Iris Shaders. With this mod, if you press O on your keyboard, it opens this menu here. And this is the menu where you can select different shader packs. I've downloaded a lot over the years. I'm going to show you one. So you click on the pack and then you click apply. They do look beautiful. Look at this. Look at the pyramid in this light. I think my favorite of all of them is definitely Rethinking Voxels. And if I turn the time to night, some of them even allow dynamic lights, which gives you different colors and things. I just thought that was cool and worth mentioning. And the last thing worth mentioning about this mod is that you can open the settings and you can adjust different things to help you with performance and such. Now the next mod on the list is one of my favorites and it's called Visuality. Now if I just summon in, say, a skeleton and hit it, you see how you get bone particles around the floor and things. That's just one of the many features that this mod offers. And with slimes, they produce different particles. It's a lot of particle effects that just makes the game a lot more immersive and awesome. Even with diamond armor, you can see little sparkles here and there, and there's not much more to that one, which is why we will move on to continuity. And that is the mod that allows you to have connected glass like this, basically. It just looks so much better. Here, let me show you the difference. Look at how the glass looks without the mod, and now look at it. It's just smooth. Now at the moment I'm using an alternative called Fusion because the developer of Continuity just hasn't updated it yet, so there is also that option too. And the final mod, it basically makes my skin 3D. Now the final visual mod is something called Vanilla Tweaks, and it's actually a resource pack where you can choose lots of different things to change about your game. For example, one of them is a brewing stand guide, and I just have this on because for the life of me I cannot remember how to make potions, so that's just one example. But I recommend you visit their website and take a look for yourself. There will be a link in the description. And that leaves us with no choice but to look at section 2, the performance mods. Now this one will be brief because the biggest one I use is Sodium. Now if I go to options, video settings, it looks a bit different, but the main thing is it just increases your FPS like crazy, and who wouldn't want that? There is another mod called Malilib, which I'm pretty sure is to do with entities and how like animals move. It just makes that faster. And the fourth performance mod isn't really performance, but it's visual, I suppose. Anyways, I put it in this section because it is the Fulbright mod, also known as Gamma Utils. And if I use the arrow keys on my keyboard, I can like affect how much lightness my game is. So as you can see, I'm just turning it down to the normal level. As well as if I tap G on my keyboard, it makes things go all Fulbright and I can see in the dark as if it was as clear as day. And now we shall move on to the building mods. And the first mod in the building mods is Tweakaroo. Now Tweakaroo is the mod where if you press X and C, it opens up this menu here and you can do all sorts of things with hotkeys and bits and bobs here and there. And the two main things I use with this mod is the free cam, which basically allows me to fly around in spectator mode without being in spectator mode. So look, I can go into survival mode and just look around. It is incredibly handy when I want to get quick and easy shots and take a reference when I'm building. And the second part of this mod that I use the most is the auto attack. So if I turn on periodic attack, I'll just be punching forever. This just allows you to AFK at farms where the player has to kill the mob, basically. And the next mod is probably the biggest building mod you can find, and that is World Edit, where if you know the right commands, you can build some insane structures. For example, if I left click this block here, fly down to the floor over here, and right click that block, I can just type in / set TNT. And that creates a giant cube of TNT. Equally so, I can do diamond ore. Look at how shiny that is. But it also allows you to create structures such as this absolutely chungus of a pyramid over here. I basically just spent an afternoon one day trying to build the biggest, awesomest pyramid ever. There is so much more that you can do with World Edit as well. Far too much for me to give it the justice it deserves. And the final, probably one of the most important ones for my videos, is the flashback mod. Let's say I wanted to record myself from the third person building a house. Now all I have to do is pause the game, click this start recording button, and actually build the house. Admittedly, this isn't the most beautiful of buildings, but that's beside the point. When you pause the game again, you can choose either to pause recording, and that just stops recording but doesn't finish it. You also have the option to cancel recording. Now this just stops the recording altogether and deletes it. And the final button is finish recording. You can name it, you save replay, and then you log out of the world and you click on this icon in the home bit and you enter your replay. Now as you can see, we have our scene scene here. Now, if you go over here to the left, you can click add element, and I'm going to just add a camera, and I can add a keyframe, and that adds in a little position thing right here. And what you can then do is drag along the timeline and find the end of the footage, such as right here. You can move your camera to the right or wherever you want and paste another keyframe. In order to capture between those 2 points, you need to move your header over to the first keyframe, click I. Anything within the blue section will be in the final shot, so you just kind of have to trim both ends. The left side is with I and the right side with O. So now we've got a nice camera path, but it's incredibly slowly. We want this to be a time lapse, so we've got to go back to the beginning of the timeline, click add element and select time lapse. Now we're going to add a keyframe, and it's currently set to 0 seconds. Now if we move back to the end at the second time lapse keyframe, let's say I want it to be 5 seconds long. All I have to do is click add, go to the beginning, and we can watch it through. So that is essentially how the timeline panel works. And over on the right hand side of the screen, we have a lot more options. We can also choose to render name tags. Now I always keep name tags off. And on the override section, you can choose to override the FOV, the field of view. Now you can go all the way down to 1 FOV. Oh, that's a funny face. I always keep it around 30 to 50 for the best cinematic shots. You can also override the time. Now this is very powerful. This is what makes this mod stand out to other mods like the replay mod, because overriding the time allows you to affect where the sun and moon is. So if you check override time, you can just set it so it's day and then it won't change. And one of the most powerful parts is change aspect ratio. So I can change the aspect ratio so it looks nice, or you could have it look like a YouTube short. It's so good. I can't stress that enough. Easily one of the most powerful recording mods I have. And that concludes section 3, the building mods. And now is where we move on to section 4, the utility, otherwise called gameplay mods. The first mod in this category is the Shulkerbox Tooltips mod. So I've just placed several items inside of this shulker box, and if I hold down shift, I can actually see which items are in there. And if I also hold down alt, I can actually see the entire shulker box expanded, and I can look inside all the items. The second utility mod is called mod menu. Now, if I pause the game, there's an extra option called mods. All I have to do is click that, and I can see every mod that I have installed, and some of them offer different settings. For example, essential, I can change lots of bits, which actually is a great segue into the last mod, essential, because I just spoke about it. Now, if I save and quit to title, this mod allows me to change my character appearance. For example, this shirt isn't actually a part of my skin. I just kind of took it from the mod, but I use it for that. The last part of this mod is on the right hand side, where you can basically invite and add friends. For example, I've got a couple of friends here and my brother, and what I can do with that is I can click host a world, let's say the recording world. I can click next. I can set the difficulty and the game modes here, and once I've done that, I click next again, and I can invite players to the world. This just means you don't have to actually have a server hosted, so I can click host world. That will have sent an invite to my brother, and he can join my world as long as I am on it. So I'm hosting this world, so he can join it, and we don't even have to have a server. No pay for servers. It's just so good. It's a cheap, easy way to just play with your friends, and I use it all the time for that. So there you have it. That is every single mod I use to make my videos, and on a daily basis anyway. If you appreciated this video, please leave a like, and if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, because you're going to see a lot more content from me in the future. And I know this was a bit of a different video to usual, but I appreciate you bearing with me and listening to me yap about mods, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Bye-bye.